what it was. Y'all know who it is. And y'all tuned in with Priceless Knowledge of Self. And this right here, this ain't nothing but some cosmic insight. And hey, I know I'm way more fly than that riffraff you're used to dealing with. So as a simple courtesy, I'm gonna give y'all a little 3-second moment of silence to get that hate out your heart before we even get started. Okay. I don't know if it's this hat or I don't know if it's this silk shirt against my skin, man, but I'm feeling myself today. Now, I know a lot of y'all that know me are gonna say, man, you always feeling yourself, and that's true. But I'm feeling myself especially today. Okay. Hey, some of y'all might be too young to remember this, but when Snoop Dogg said, he is I and I in him, slim with the tilted brim, what's my motherfucking name? I felt that. Oh, I felt that. Not only because I'm that fly, but also because wordplay is everything to me, man. I don't know if it's because I'm a Libra rising. I don't know if it's because I got Uranus and Neptune in the 3rd house, or because I got Mercury and Venus in the 10th house. But something about wordplay, man. I have a deep affinity for it, for real, man. For instance, myself, I might say something like, I'm a Cancer, and that's a triple entendre. Pimping out a lane just so I can pay Yolanda. I wonder how I don't get killed as I wander. Too many snakes up on my plane. Ice Cube, Anaconda. And for a lot of y'all, it might seem like I said a lot of nonsense there. But let me unpack that for you. I said, I'm a Cancer, and that's a triple entendre. What do I mean? I mean, I'm a Cancer because I'm a Cancer. I have a Cancer sun in the 9th house. But I'm also a Cancer because I'm sick. I'm sick in a motherfucker on this mic. But I'm also a Cancer because I make you sick. And then I said, pimping out Elaine just so I can pay Yolanda. See, that doesn't have to necessarily apply to anything to do with pimping. What I'm saying is I'm doing a whole bunch of hustling, working as hard as I can work just to feed a habit, going in circles. Pay attention. I said, so I'm a Cancer, and that's a triple entendre. Pimping out Elaine just so I can pay Yolanda. I wonder how I don't get killed as I wander. Too many snakes up on my plane. Ice Cube, Anaconda. Huh? I wonder how I don't get killed as I wander. Too many snakes up on my plane. Okay. Obviously, metaphor. The movie Snakes on a Plane, but snakes on my plane. Gotta watch my back. Ice Cube. I'm that cold. Anaconda. Another movie reference. Ice Cube played in Anaconda. Yeah. I unpacked that for you. See, wordplay is a motherfucker, man. I know it, man. And it's relevant to this placement we're going to speak on today, okay? That's because this right here, this a little something about those people that have Mercury in the 5th house of their natal chart. Yeah. And see, before we even go there, if you don't know my style, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to tell you a little bit about Mercury. I'm going to give y'all a quick breakdown of the energy that comes along with it and how it might affect you. Then we're going to talk about, pardon me. We're going to talk a little bit about what the 5th house of the astrological chart is all about. And then after that, we're going to bring it to a culmination, which fortunately for you, I'm one of the coldest closers in the game. So without wasting any more time, let's get it cracking. So Mercury. Mercury's named after the winged messenger of the gods. And just like him, he comes into our chart and commands us to speak. And that's because Mercury rules over communication, intellect, intelligence, logic, our attitude, as well as our ability to create and express our thought processes. And when something's referred to as having a mercurial nature, what comes to mind for me is restlessness and motion. And things happen fast with Mercury. And that also makes it all about quick wit, quick thinking, possibilities, opinions, reasoning, and the ability to rationalize shit. And it can be both good and bad, but either way it goes with Mercury, it's going to be energizing regardless. Best believe, man. This planet right here, it prompts us to move on from one thing to the next and find answers on both the physical and a psychological level. This is dexterous and perceptive energy. And it also rules over our short trips, our siblings, transportation in general, speaking, writing, books, online communication, and learning. All that's in Mercury's domain, man. And also understand that Mercury's never more than 28 degrees away from the sun. It only takes about 88 days to complete its whole orbit, man. And hey, it rules over the signs of Gemini and Virgo, as well as the 3rd and the 6th house of the astrological chart. And this is neither feminine nor masculine energy. It kind of assumes the gender of whatever sign that it's in. And speaking of the sign, hey, man, when we're talking about Mercury sign, that points to our attitude or our basic attitude, our mental habits, and our communication style. Now, this house placement, that shows what area of life that plays out in the most. Okay. So when we're talking about the 5th house, it's one of my favorites. I got my moon in the 5th house in Pisces. And so with the 4th being all about home, it's kind of the 5th where we burst onto the scene in our full motherfucking glory. For real, man. It's ruled by the Leo and the Sun, and this represents the natural blooming of our character in its most concentrated form. Okay. And it's in the 5th that the great test revolves around the ability to act out one's innermost nature in terms of purity of motive. Okay. This is the house of creativity. This is the house of drama. This is the house of fun, children, casual sexual relationships, you know, dating, if you want me to put it more PC for you. And the 7th house, don't get it twisted. The 7th house, that's marriage. That's your intimate relationship. This is sex for fun. This is fun fucking. If you can have fun doing so. I can. But anyway, that's besides the fact, man. This right here is about the outward positive release of one's energies, man. And it's here that, you know, you do your best shit. And whatever signs on the cusp and planets in this house, they kind of show where your power lies creatively. Understand that. And it even shows how you portray yourself on the stage of life. And this is how you should get your shine on, in my opinion. And the 5th is about your passion and what stirs it. And, you know, it really speaks about how we express joy for life in an outward way. Or if a malefic like Saturn or Chiron or something like that's here, you know, it shows how your enthusiasm may be being repressed or why it's being repressed. And here's the realm of the eternal child. And it speaks to how we have the most fun in life. Okay. Think about it. And so with Mercury in the 5th house, well, I'm going to tell you now, as a Mercury and Leo myself, I recognize this energy very well. I mean, very well, man. Cause this right here, this is the absolute epitome of creative self-expression. This is somebody who likes to color their words with their personality, cause communicating who they are, you know, as a unique individual, that's actually one of the most important things in the whole world to them, man. And with that in mind, I'm also telling you that these right here are some of the funniest, wittiest, most clever, shit-talkingest motherfuckers that you gonna ever encounter in life, man. Hey, this right here, this gonna make somebody on point with the puns and ravishing with their rhetoric, man. Yeah. And I've known more than a few of them who have this little thing where they love coining new phrases, man. For instance, like I said, I have Mercury in Leo, which is a lot similar to this. It's a reflection of this energy. Okay. And what do you think I came up with? Just because you built like that, you don't have to build like that. I mean, it just comes out of me naturally. And there's a whole bunch of things that I've said throughout life that I be walking and I hear somebody, especially in my hometown, I hear somebody say that shit and I'll be like, yeah, I'm the one, man. So the thing with this one right here, I'm going to tell you straight up, is this one right here, it comes with a flair. It comes with a certain flair. This is an extremely active mind, man, that really requires a lot of thinking. Okay. It requires a lot of thinking, and they love games that require a lot of thinking too. Like chess, quizzes, creative endeavors. What else, man? Or any game really, or competition where complex strategizing is needed to win. Okay. Cause these right here, man, these are smart people, man. And these are the people that are going to love putting that shit in your face. They're going to love using that brain to compete. Okay. 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 For real, man. Hey, I will say this though. Let me say this, man. If Mercury's located in a mutable sign, this might show that they might lack some of that follow through and persistence needed to turn those brilliant ideas they be having into reality. You know, and then that kind of becomes a whole ordeal where, you know, they get prone to over promising and under delivering on shit, which unfortunately that doesn't ever help get anybody very far in life. And, you know, it's not going to help with your popularity very much. But these are isolated cases, I believe. And I would say on a more positive note, man, 5th house Mercury people, they make some of the most awesome actors, you know, who are really especially good at impersonating other people because they're so adept at picking up all the little intricacies that make people unique that, hey, they be on point with that. They be on point with that. Plus, hey, with the 5th being the house of drama, Mercury here really suggests somebody who communicates in a really dramatic fashion anyway. So, you know, they really right here be able to convey powerful emotions in a way that really translates on stage or translates on screen. You feel me? Or so I've heard. And also don't forget that the 5th is a house of children. And so this right here, when we're looking at the 5th, we can see that its condition can reveal a lot about our own kids in life. I don't know if I said that a second ago when I was describing the 5th house. So in this case right here with Mercury, it might be that these people end up with some really bright and communicative kids, or at least one of their children might end up having some really prominent Gemini or Virgo placements. Plus, you know, the native is typically pretty playful and creative themselves too, besides being extremely intelligent, man. So kids probably will recognize that in them and just really gravitate to them. Okay. So really they'll do good also in any profession where they could work with kids, especially teaching. Okay. Especially teaching in some capacity, since Mercury, you know, rules over learning. And with the 5th being about children, man, I could say that this would probably be some excellent grade school teachers, man, or kindergarten teachers, those type of people right here that really know how to have fun and translate their message, man. And, you know, the 5th, you know, being associated with children, the beautiful part of all of that is that, hey, man, it's going to be fun no matter what they do. It's going to be fun no matter what they do, man, for all parties involved. That's why I love the 5th house. Maybe that's why the moon, my heart, resides in the 5th house. You know what I'm saying? And the 5th house rules over your heart too. And regardless of what profession they choose, I want to let you know that, you know, this placement really strongly indicates an extremely creative mind who can, you know, easily come up with surprising solutions to problems that nobody else would have ever thought of. But the Mercury sign here definitely does make a difference too. Understand that. Cause say a Mercury in Aquarius suggests a more creative innovator, whereas a Mercury in Gemini is probably an extraordinary writer or a verbalist. Okay. So that's just something to look at with that. And, speaking of fun, we must never lose sight of the fact that the 5th also governs over romance and casual love affairs and sexual dalliances. And when we put the quick and versatile Mercury here, you know, you might expect an individual who probably might got around a little bit when they were younger, or they might still be getting around a little bit. And hey, as long as we're being safe and as long as we're being respectful, can't nobody judge nobody, and ain't shit wrong with that. Cause, I like to have fun. I like to have fun, man. Plus, just like with my moon in the 5th, man, these folks right here absolutely love to flirt, man. And sometimes it's just for the sake of it. Just for the sake of it. So don't get caught up in your feelings when they're just having fun. Understand that. And lastly, be warned. that these motherfuckers right here can be master manipulators. I mean, they also can lie with the best of them. I promise you, especially when it comes to exaggerating. Okay. Taking a simple truth and making it seem a little bit bigger than it was. But hey, even if it don't play out like that, just because you built like that, you don't have to build like that. And what I mean is we all have all this energy available to us. What you do with it is what you do with it. And even beyond that, it's not about what you do. It's about how you do it. And that's some priceless knowledge in itself. And there's been some priceless knowledge of self, man. If you made it this far, you should be hitting the like button, because I know I just went in, man. Like, almost had an outer body experience right there. I was in the zone again. Are we here? Hey, man, hit that like button, man. If you don't hit the like button, hit the dislike button. Tell me how you feel, man. Y'all chop it up with me. Leave a comment below. Let me know how you feel, man. YouTube is about interaction. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe. If you're interested in the astrological readings whatsoever, you can either hit me up in the comments below, or you can email me at mr.turner1300@gmail.com. Hey, if you're interested in donating to the cause, the link is in the description down below. You know how to get up at me, man. Okay? Not a lot of people do, and we good, because we rocking regardless. But I love y'all, man. Y'all just keep it real till next time, because it's rough out here in these streets.